Tribal curse story is nothing but a story that your entire tribe believes in. All right, finally, the day 12, the last video in this 12-day series. And if you haven't listened to the previous videos, make sure that you listen to this after you finish this video. Congratulations, great job. Put that in the chat. If you watch all these 12 videos, I would love to know. Put that in the chat and say, congratulations, me, as in not Ruble, congratulations, you, so that you could appreciate the commitment that you're putting into your business, taking your life to the next level and going from there. So final video on this topic is called tribal curse stories. What is a tribal curse story? I'll explain that in a second. So tribal curse story is nothing but a story that your entire tribe believes in. And you're like, oh my gosh, what is a tribe? I don't belong to any tribe. I live in a city. Like, you know, I don't believe in a tribe, and I'm not part of any tribe. So a tribe is basically a collection of people that you associate with. Your friends, your family, your culture, your religion, your clubs, the people that you emotionally or physically spend time with. That's your tribe. Emotionally, physically, that you spend time with. That is your tribe. So which means if you are part of a tribe called business people, then your tribe has this. And if you're part of a group of people called Indians, then you are tribe. Like if you are part of a group called Pakistanis, then that's a tribe. If you're part of a group called Muslims, then that's a tribe. Christians or men, old men, young men, old women, beautiful men, not very beautiful men, that's all a tribe. So entire group of people have something of a curse story that you all believe in. For example, if you are listening to this from India, a lot of people from India that I have seen that they're like, I don't know English. I don't know how to do business because of English. I don't know how to do English. So entire tribe of people, everybody believe that if you don't know English, how could I do business? I mean, if you talk about English, I could tell you a few people who didn't know English. Aristotle did not know English. English was not created at the time. Jesus did not know English, right? And like so many people like that. Look at like some of the deepest thinkers in the world. Augustine probably did not. Augustine, who's one of the greatest thinkers of all time. Plato did not know English. So not knowing language, and you believe that a group of people believe that, oh, because of this, that's a problem, then you're not able to do that. Like globally, people all over the world believe, I don't have a lot of education. Because I don't have a lot of education, I cannot succeed in business. Because the business is for people who are really educated. And like people who have MBAs, they could do business. Not true. Not true. But a group of people believe that. That's a tribal curse story. A group of people like, okay, I don't know. I mean, of course, you need to study business. Otherwise, you cannot succeed in business. Definitely. There are so many ways to study, including with me. But if you're old or young, or if you don't have a lot of education, doesn't mean that you cannot succeed in business. In order for you to succeed in business, what you need to do is you need to study business. In order to study business, you just need to study. You don't need to go to school. You need to go to school. If you are in school, stay in school. But let's say if you're 45 years old and you didn't finish your high school, it's fine. You don't need to go back to high school, just study business, right? Do you see that? So there are so many beliefs. I'm only 16 years old. How could I do business? I'm too young for this. That is a teenage tribal curse story too. The whole idea of humans thinking that they have to spend time from 3-year-old to 21 years old, almost learning useless stuff. I mean, I said almost though, right? I'm saying there are some useful things that you learn. But from 3 to 21, you spend how many years? Apparently, I don't know math either. So 18 years, you spend studying something. And by the time you finish and start working, you don't know how to work either. So what were we studying anyway? I imagine a world where people can actually start producing value when they're 10, 15, or like 17. You don't need to wait until 25 to start creating value in the world. It's a perception. It's a collective tribal story. What a beautiful example for a tribal curse story. Now that I say this, the entire world believe that you have to spend 3-year-old to 21-year-old, 24 years old in order for you to creatively, consistently create value to the world, like have a professional career and stuff like that? Why can't we have professionals who are 15 years old? Why can't we have, I'm asking you, what we are not thinking about it, right? All of a sudden you're like, oh, how can a 15-year-old be a professional? Why? Because you're part of the story too. So what if a 10-year-old or 15-year-old can be professional? I'm not asking us to put it that way, but question it. Question it. Think about it that way. What if there was a world where like 10-year-olds are really good at customer service, or 12-year-olds are like working on customer service or doing service, or like something else that they are doing? Like there are movie actors who are like 12 years old, 10 years old. They are able to do that. There are ballet dancers who are like probably 9 years old. They are able to create value. Why can't we have a world where we could create value even before they are 24, 25? This is what I talk about tribal values. That's kind of a giant global tribal value. And in the education for 17 years, is this focused on building a human to start creating value? No, it's not. It's just random information that you're getting from all over the place. Then you learn some history, you learn some science, you learn something. It's like at the end of it, you're like, I don't even know what I learned. After 17 freaking years, after 18 years, you don't know clearly, like, what did you learn? You don't even remember the beginning. So what are we doing here, right? So that's a collective thing. But let me be very specific. Look at one of the curse stories that your tribe have. So I gave you plenty of examples. Based on the examples that I gave you, find out one curse story that your tribe has. And based on that tribe, what is that curse story? Write it down in a piece of paper. What is a story that your tribe believe it's to be true, but it's not really true? Like, for example, I have seen Christians say, oh, as a Christian, I cannot be a big business person. Right? That doesn't make sense, right? So like, how is that connected? Sometimes people think that, oh, Gujaratis are really good in business. Like people from India, there's a state called Gujarat. And if you're from India, listening to it, this will make sense to you. People from Gujarat, or they are business people. From my state, nah, I'm not a business type person. I'm more of a job type person. Makes sense? It's a story that you believe. People who are in California, I could do business, but I'm in Florida. How could I do business in Florida? Makes sense. In Germany, I could do business, but Switzerland is not a business place. You know, I cannot do business because that energy is not. These are old stories that we say to ourselves. 55 years old I am. 55 years old. I'm too old for this. I cannot do business anymore. I cannot create value anymore. Makes sense? This is all human tribal creation. And you find like 20 other people who think like you, and then you play cards with them because you all believe that, you know, life is gone. Life is done. There's nothing more to do to life. And now that becomes a curse story. So how do you change that curse story? You change that curse story by, first of all, understanding that this is a curse story. It's pulling you back. And question that. How do you question that? You question that by asking, is it really true that people who are 55 has never succeeded in business? Is it true that nobody from Switzerland successful in business? Is it really true that no woman under 15 has successfully started a business? Is it really true that people from Florida cannot do business like they do in California? Question that. And in addition to the question, there is a story behind this thing. So that is called a curse story. We need to convert that into a blessing story. How do you do that? You change three things. First thing is you change the meaning of what the story is. The second thing is you change the emotion of the story. And third thing, the final thing, which is that you change the context of the story. Stories are by metaphors by which your brain understands what is happening. So what is a story? What is a curse story that your tribe believe in? Your tribe believe in? The Catholic tribe, the Pentecost tribe, the Protestant tribe, the Christian tribe, the Hindu tribe, the Jain tribe, the Buddhist tribe. What does your tribe believe in? The Indian tribe, the Pakistani tribe, the Afghanistani tribe, the women tribe, the women with the Parda tribe, the women without Parda tribe. What is the tribe believing in that is not true, that you want to question? Okay. And what is the meaning for that? How does that mean to you? Change the meaning of that story. Okay, because of this story, I was probably staying with the society. I'm not asking you to get out of the society, but because of that, you're restricted in that society. You're like, oh, I'm stuck here. What could it mean to you? How else could it mean other than what you do right now? What could be a new emotion for this story? Now that your mind is open, you're free to see a new story. It has a new meaning. And if that's the case, what is a new context for the story? What is a new context for the story? What could it all mean in the larger scheme of your life? And what is that blessing story? So the story the entire tribe believe in, you don't believe anymore because you're free. And when you transcend a story that your entire tribe believe in, you become free. And if you transcend the story that the entire humanity believe in, you become truly free. What is a story? What is a new story of you? What is a new story that you believe that's different than the tribe? By the way, your job is not to go back to your tribe and say, oh my God, I found out this thing. This story is not true. And they're probably going to stab you, kill you, or do something else. That's not the idea. The idea is for you to be patient and live your story. Don't make a fuss out of it. Live your story. Live your truth while staying in the tribe. So you gradually transition the tribe into this new story. The new story of you, the new story that you believe in, the new story that empowers them, that new story that gives them new meaning and new emotion and new context. Now the tribe transcend into a super tribe. That's your journey, my friend. And that's the 12 sessions. And I'm amazed and I'm honored to be sharing these 12 sessions with you, the stories that change your business. I look forward to hearing from you about how you implemented this in your business and see how your business is growing and how you're more effective in marketing, sales, changing your story and changing stories for your vendors, your customers, your team members. I look forward to seeing you in one of my live events or in one of my online virtual Zoom group or anything. I look forward to seeing you successful and living a limitless life where you create your story beyond the tribe, beyond the generations, beyond the entire group of people around you. You create the story, not by your parents. Not the energy of your parent, not the person who abused you. Don't let them create your story. You are in charge starting today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.